What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about whether or not this massive secular bull market that's supposed to last for at least 10 more years is in big trouble, as a handful of Dow stocks are actually at 52-week lows. And the obvious question of this day is, did Jerome Powell just give the green light on September rate cuts? And are small caps about to go higher? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday, huh? Here I am. Where have I been for the last 2 weeks? Well, I took some time off. I enjoyed the 4th of July. I certainly hope that you did. But most importantly, I figured out that I cannot live without YouTube, or should I say YouTube cannot live without me. You know, I had this fantasy a couple of weeks ago, actually a couple of months ago, when Kraken ran from 5 cents a share, where I told you to buy it, to as high as 60 cents, telling you to get out at 58.5, made life-changing money, only to get reamed right in the old rear end. More on that towards the end of the video if you stick around. But I thought there was a chance that I was finally going to escape the social media rat race. Right? A few months ago, I got rid of Facebook. Best decision I ever made. I haven't tweeted for the most part on X in almost a month. Don't miss it at all. But now that we've lost over 20% of our members in the last month because of the Kraken drawdown, and again, more on that later, I've realized that if I don't do YouTube, or if YouTube doesn't do me, we're not going to grow. And maybe it's God's way, the universe's way of saying, you guys need me. You need some tough masculinity. You need some protection and some providing. None of this fucking pronoun wearing, skirt wearing, need a timeout because I'm triggered bullshit. A real fucking man that knows how to make real fucking money. Right here. So, it looks like I'm back for at least 2 or 3 times a week. And I promise to do the best I can to help you and your family not only grow your small biz if you got one, but stack motherfucking cash to the ceiling. And quick reminder, go to shopsmallbiz.com, get a Discord. If you don't have a small biz, you just want to make money in the stock market, premium, which is a third of our members. If you do, one more time, shopsmallbiz.com. And by the way, we're not day trading. We're not scalping. We got a bit of a problem, although we've cured about 90% of it inside of the Discord. We typically own a stock for 30 to 60 days at least. We've been right over 99% of the time for an average profit of around 31.5% with one motherfucking loss. Yeah, one in the last 10 months. What? True. In fact, if you get rid of the 3% hit I took in BENF before it tripled within a half an hour of me getting out a few months ago, the only real drawdown hit, slap across the face, kicking the balls we've gotten, is the rebuy on the Kraken. And again, in case you didn't hear me, I'll tell you exactly what I think is going on. And if there's any hope whatsoever for you bag holders, including myself, that own the stock much higher. But you've got Pepsi, General Mills, McDonald's at or near 52-week lows. You've got used car sales down 5 months in a row. You've got grocery prices, believe it or not, down 4 months in a row. You've got cracks, including unemployment rising to over 4%, all over the place. But Jerome Powell just came out and said, I'm not quite ready to cut rates in July. We all knew that, or at least I did. But you better be ready, and that's why you saw the bounce recently. Last trade on Sophie, $6.28. We bought some as low this morning at $6.16. All the banks, particularly those inside of the IWM, the Russell 2000 that have gone sideways for the last 5 years, are very dependent on what Jerome Powell's going to do. And to keep it simple, stupid, even though we are seeing signs of a slowdown, even though the Fed is going to start cutting in September and most likely again in December, and then 2 or 3 times more in the first half of 2025, it is going to be a very challenging period between today and let's call it October the 1st for anyone that owns a stock under $10 a share. We have 7 core holdings. It's my job to find the best 7 stocks I can possibly find in order for us to trade. And minus 1 fucking loss and more than 100 winners inside the Discord since September 1st when we opened up last year, it's been flying cars and trips to fucking Mars. However, the last 30 to 60 days has been challenging. Volume has come way down. Stocks are going sideways. Unless you've got major news, Not much is happening. We're going up and down with IWM and yeah, OPT. Yeah, you know me. I can't talk about stocks anymore, at least individually in terms of the headline. But we had OPT at 14.5. We were buying it as low as 12 cents a few weeks ago. This asshole right here sold it too early. A shade under 20. The motherfucker went to 60. Last time I look, it was around 41 or 2. Those are the types of stocks that we trade. Again, it takes us a few weeks to get in. It was an all-time low at 12. Nobody wanted it. Then all of a sudden, everybody had to have it. Nobody wanted the crapping. Nobody wanted the crapping a few months ago at 4 cents and change. Then it went to 60. Nobody wanted Zap, a stock that I said stay away from, ZAPP, inside the Discord 5 months ago at 80 cents. And then again at 54. It went all the way down to 3.5 cents. I helped folks avoid an 82+% drawdown. It then did a 1 for 20 reverse, went from 70 cents last month to as high as 14 this morning. What is that? A 15 or a 16 bagger? So simply put, when your nuts are the size of a grain of fucking sand, fellas, and that's 80% of our Discord, and it feels like you can't take any more reaming right up the ass like Kraken's doing to you now, thanks to the one and only double G, it's probably a time to buy. It's probably about the time that it's an all-in moment. And even though we scale in 5% cash to open, add 1 or 2% increments, or what some of you call average down, taking a few weeks to get long, and then waiting a month or two, I can give you 500 examples of all-time lows. Nobody wanted Zap at 70. Everybody had to have it this morning at 14. Nobody wanted the Kraken at 4.5. Everybody wanted it. When I said get out of Dodge, look it up on X and YouTube. In fact, it's pinned in both cases at 58.5. How you doing? Oh, yeah, but you fucked us on the rebuy. So now that we've clearly established that Jerome Powell is going to cut rates in September and again in December, and you know who is most likely coming back to the White House, and it's going to be... And Jerome Powell is going to be replaced by someone like Steve Mnuchin, and whether you like you-know-who or not, it's flying cars and trips to fucking Mars, folks. Out of foreign wars, drill, baby, drill. Get inflation back to 1.4%. Get out on that fucking Rose Garden lawn with that red tie and tell everybody why it's time to set up a small biz. It's time to take risks. We live in the greatest country in the motherfucking world. Instead, we got to watch some guy do this. What the fuck is that? Taking a fucking shit right in front of the Prime Minister of France. Fucking clown. I hope he stays in the race. Got a lot of money to make, folks. I believe most of your cash in retirement accounts and IRAs and 401ks, 80% or 70% if you're a bit more aggressive like myself, index funds and ETFs. If you follow that advice, and I've been spewing that nonstop for years, your 401k, your retirement accounts are at or near all-time highs. If you've been inside the Discord or following me on X, formerly known as Twitter, I've given away over 500 winners, including 100 plus inside of the Discord with one loss. This many right here. Fake watch that some of you claim I have. One loss in 10 months. One. So in closing, the guy who runs the Kraken is a dirtbag. You know that. I know that. He knows that. On the QT, he 10x the float before the split. He repriced the preferred under a nickel from much higher levels. He gave away over 60 million shares of employee compensation. And if that wasn't enough, 300 million shares to the Keystone Cops. And we were suddenly dealing with not 51 million, but almost 600 million fucking shares. You wonder why it wasn't going anywhere, trading 2 or 3 billion shares a day towards the end. It's because the insiders were getting the fuck out of Dodge on that cheap stock they own under a nickel. And Lord knows when the Keystone Cops started selling. Reverse split adjusted, that's 2 million shares they currently own. So if you're sitting there like I am wondering, why does every great news announcement, and there are a lot of them, get sold off like fucking yesterday? 460 in the pre-market, mowed it right down to 360 and change. Tried to rally an hour or so ago, nope, mow it right back down. Every fucking time that the stock attempts to rally, it gets sold off. Why? Because the CEO is a scumbag and he has no credibility. But if he's watching this video, there is one way, and only one way in my opinion, that they could double or even triple this stock overnight. And that's come out and say that we're done diluting. We're canceling the ELOC, the equipment line of credit with the Keystone Cops. We're giving away no more shares. We're growing our business. We're about to launch the Smart Insert window, Biz. And like you fucking said 6 to 9 months ago, including Joel, you're moving towards a non-dilutive line of credit. The minute they say that and the shorts know, there's no more dilution. And you've got a business that is ramping, that is raising their guidance as they did a couple of days ago and about to launch a business that they bought from HP, then yeah. And if that happens, I'll be pulling the ripcord and getting the fuck out of Dodge. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, I love you. And you can join us inside of our private Discord community by way of shopsmallbiz.com.